Okay, this will be a small video about fixing one thing in script um, that may be interesting because I want to show how to export scripts from a mod, a lot of scripts, and fix uh, one thing that is present in many scripts all at once in a fast way. We will be using um, mostly Mush and some text editor for doing this, but this is something you often have to do in Morrowind because oftentimes scripts uh, do similar things because you cannot really use variables very much. So often you have to repeat similar scripts. For instance, one script for a sword, one script for a mace, one script for another similar weapon. They are very similar but slightly different. And so when you have to change one, you often have to change a lot of them. And well, exporting to a single text file and then importing back the scripts usually is much easier. But going to the example, while playing, I realized, for instance, that I have took this note and where is it? Levitation. Oh, here it is. This note I just took while playing. I found that this staff has a docky unique, which is one um, artifact weapon, but that's not really important. It's one of the standard weapons in the game and is changed by a mod which attached to it a script that is testing for when you drop the stuff to remove also the fake sheeting stuff that you are wearing at your shoulders, and it's a nice very scenic mod, but it was not working sometimes as expected. I think I found this little bug because basically checking from the console, I've seen that when you drop the stuff, it worked by removing the fake one, but a variable which should be reset by the script was not. So I took a note in my bad English, but anyway, remember to check this thing. And now what I want to do is open that mod, export the script, and try and fix this thing uh, fast for every script, because I think this same small bug is in each and every script in the mod. So it would be very time consuming to fix them all the standard way, opening everyone in the construction set and every single one fixed by and so on. So first thing first, well, find the mod, and to manage the mod as usual we use mesh because it's the most powerful tool for this thing. And the more mods you have and the more it's convenient to use. Anyway, the mod is this one, Weapon Sheets Ultimate by Peter ML, and I have done a little change to change the slot which the mod is using, but that's not really important. What's important is we want to instead of open the mod and, for instance, here it is. Take a look at the stuff And for instance, I look for weapons. I'm using MWEdit, but I could use the construction set. It will be the same. I'm using this one because it's easier to find things from MWEdit. But anyway, I'm looking for Hasdoki stuff, so I just write something similar here, and you see it's very easy to find things from MWEdit search, because what is found is easy to click. So you see the mod is adding a sheet, which is a piece of cloth in the shirt slot, I think. But anyway, what I'm looking for is, for instance, this weapon, which has this script now added, and every weapon has a similar script but different, because each script needs to remove or add the proper weapon, the proper sheet. So if you had to change them all to fix one thing that's similar in each and every script, you will take a lot of time. So what I want to do is find what I want to change, which is typically change this function and just add a reset like this. So this variable is set to 0 each time it is a file by the engine. Because if you don't do this, like you can find if you look for information about this particular variable in Morrowind scripting for dummies, this variable gets set to 1 when the PC drops the object. Must be reset manually for multiple use. So, you must set it to 0, else it's not detected anymore. So what happens is you drop the thing once and then it may not work as expected. So what I want to do is add this different line to the script, but I don't want to do it just for this script, because the same problem is probably on each and every script. Oh, and as we are doing this, let's check the same thing for this other standard variable on PC equip. We have already opened the Bible of scripting, or Morrowind scripting, and not only scripting, which is Morrowind scripting for dummies. Well, it's not 100% true what it's here, but it's probably 99%. So it's your best source of information about Morrowind scripting and not only scripting. So let's see the on PC equip information. And needs to be declared, and that's all variable needs to be declared, but remains true while object is equipped. So we don't have to reset it, because it must be true for the logic of our script while the weapon is equipped. It depends. In some script I may want to reset it to 0, but for that particular script I don't want to do it. So in short, I want to do the same small change to each and every script without having to open every single one in this editor or in construction set and do my change. How can I do this? Well, I cannot from the usual editors. So my best bet is to export our script in one single text file if possible, and then edit from any text edit, good text editor and then import back the script and recompile them. And it's more easily done than told, because this is one of the great features from Mesh. So first thing, we need to export the script, and we can just select the mode and right click it and use the export scripts. And we decide where to save this file, and I suggest you do some folder, create some folder. Mine is called scripts simply, and I will save it. I have already saved before, so we just overwrite it. And then I will open it using some text editor. I suggest, for instance, there are a lot of free editors, open source editor, free. I personally am using, what's her name? A Notepad++, which is free and open source, and it's a powerful editor, but there are others. So first thing, I close everything but this. Okay, so we have all our scripts grouped in a single text file. So what I want to do is find a way to replace that thing with a fast command. So what I will do, remember, I'm using this Notepad++. You can find on the web. Just write Notepad++. You can find the download link if you want to use this editor. I will show you how to do this using this editor, but there are other editors which have similar commands that you could use. I suggest this one because it has the two things that are more useful with editing Morrowind scripts. That is a way to repeat commands on multiple lines, not replace part of strings in multiple lines, and also it has a way to replace things using some simple regular expressions, which is very useful to fix some script syntax that sometimes it is better to fix. But what we have to do is really simple. We just have to replace some multiple lines. So what we want to do is look for this thing and replace adding a line. So first thing, we try and find. So we want to find what, and we can look for multiple lines and find all, and you can see each and every one is found. So try and think, how much time would it take to fix this thing using the construction set or MWEdit, opening each and every single script. So it will take hours. So what we want to do, and I suggest to do, is use the second search options, which is not search in lines, but replace in multiple line replace. And this is from a plugin, I think. Let me check. find replace. Let me see if I can find where it is, because I pressed the Ctrl R key and I open it immediately, but I'm not sure if it comes from some macro, some plugin. Ctrl R text. Well, I don't remember. Anyway, Ctrl and R key. Okay. So I will just copy this line and paste here and here. But I must remember I want to add a line. So what I will do is open a new window just to paste what I want to change here. So it's easier to change here and then copy it to the find replace window. So I will add my line, which is, for instance, set on PC drop to 0. So we reset it and then copy this text and paste it here. So we have a find replace window, which is multi-line. We can change multiple lines respecting our indentation and so on. Also, we could use regular expression, and this is very useful. So we want to replace all this kind of line with this and adding this line, new line. So we can do, we are interested in doing is in the wall file. So we remove these selections and then we go to our file at the top of our file and start applying this thing. So find, and as you can see, just found the first one. Replace and find again. So we can check for the result. And as you can see, that's perfectly what we wanted to do. So we find, replace and find again, replace and find again. And when you are sure, we can just choose this one, replace rest. And I have with the single, I will look and for another one, but replace rest. Okay, so everything should be replaced. Let's go to the last one, and as you can see, at line I don't really know how to read this big number in English. Anyway, 18,766. So imagine how much time it could have been to fix these things one script at a time. Anyway, I've done my changes. Now I will save these changes and import back all the scripts. Import scripts and get it. And as you can see, scripts change it. Every script has changed it with what I wanted to do. Oh, a couple things. I did work directly in the original mode, and I told you before that it's always better to work with a copy of the mode. I did this way because I know for sure that changing only the scripts makes no changes to references, so I can work with the original mod without creating problems with my save games and so on. But normally it is better to use a copy of the mod if you don't know exactly what you're doing. Anyway, we have the mod changed, but we cannot stop here because we have changed the script source and we have to recompile the mod. So what we will do is take a look at the mod and what are the masters and load it in our MWEdit because I want to verify if I did something wrong with the scripting syntax, and MWEdit is much powerful compared to the construction set while verifying scripting errors. So here it is, the mod. Remember, with MWEdit you have to always specify what your masters are. You must check them by hand because it is not like using the construction set. You must tell what are the masters. So we have the masters here. You can sort by date, so you can correctly order the loading of your mods, and then you verify you have the mod you want to change selected, and it must be the active one. Okay, so we can load everything, and we have the masters and the mod we want to change. And another nice thing of MWEdit is that you can view everything you have loaded or only what you want to change, that is the active mod. And we are interested in just take a look at the script we have changed. And as you can see, all of them, they are here. There's the change. But we want to try and compile them all and verify that they are correct. So we go to Edit, Compile, Active Scripts. And let's see what happens. I suggest you always set, if you're able to, Morrowind scripting to be, as you can see, compiled, all scripts, no errors, no warnings. And I suggest you always set MWEdit options to strong warning level, because it will tell you each and every small thing that could cause problem if you compile your scripting in the construction set, because it's not really necessary with extended scripting, but the construction set, it's better if you use correct spaces and brackets and so on. And using this option, MWEdit will tell you if your scripts are safe. Anyway, we are sure that our scripts are good, and so we can now load the mod in the construction set and recompile everything from there. Because if you can do this, it's always better to save a mod from the construction set instead than doing it from other editors. So we just go here, select the mod, which is Weapon Sheets Ultimate. It's a little more difficult to find it in the construction set. Anyway, here it is. I will set it as active file, and I really don't need to check this free standard Bethesda masters because the construction set is doing it automatically for these free masters. and the usual messages due to changes that Bethesda did in Blood Moon. And what I want to do now is just open the scripting window and recompile all scripts because I'm sure they are correct, and I will do it. And or I could just go here and I don't remember where it is because I usually use the icon, but gameplay. Oh, here it is, edit script. So you can select gameplay, edit scripts, or just click here the scripting icon. It's the same thing. As you can see, gameplay, edit scripts. Okay, and once here you can just you can open one just to see what scripts are changed by your mod, which are marked by this star at the end of the script name. But anyway, what I suggest you to do is not compile with the save one by one, but simply recompile all. If your scripts are correct, you just will compile your new scripts, not the standard ones. And it takes a little time because the scripts are many, but as you can see, no errors, no problems. If you are using some global scripts that are calling each other, it is always better to do this recompile 2 times, because if a script is calling itself in some way, direct or not direct, you need to compile it 2 times from the construction set. And so it's better to do it 2 times. But we are just using local simple scripts in this mode, so it's not needed. I recompiled all them, so I just can go out and obviously save the mod and my changes. Now that the mod is changing, I should be able to go back to mesh and change back automatically its timestamp to the original one, and from there I will also try and clean the mod, because each time you save a mod from the construction set, you dirty it with some not needed information, and so it's always better to clean it every time you edit it. Anyway, let's open mesh, and as you can see, mesh automatically have reset the timestamp of the change in mode, because it's set to do it with this setting, which is very important to keep the correct loading order of your mods. Anyway, this is the change in mode. Its timestamp is correct, and now I want to clean it in an automatic and repeatable way, so each and every time I edit it, I'm sure it is correctly cleaned with no errors due to me forgetting to clean something or doing some errors. And so I will use 2 tools to do it. First one is test3 command with the clean command, and the second one is test tool. So to apply test3 command clean, I can use some commands from the source version of mesh, or use the one integrated with the executable versions of mesh done by Melkor or by Jacobi, but I'm using this time the source version of mesh, which I have tweaked a little to add this command. When I click with the right mouse button on the mod name, so I can, on file, I have added options to call test3 command with the clean parameter on selected file. So I will just use this. And I can follow what happens in the console, and you see nothing found to clean because I changed just the script, but now I'm sure that mod is clean. And to be even more sure, I will also clean the mod using test tool. So test tool, when starting, asks me if this is the correct Morrowind folder which I want to use, and I say yes. Then I want to clean a mod, and I select clean ESP ESM files. Execute, do not touch this button because it's better not to touch it. It's the only risky thing you can do in this tool. Don't do it. But clean, select what you want to do, clean, execute. And I have not visited options. This is something test tool will always ask me. Do you want to go there? Yes. And I verify to have these two options. First two options checked, and everything else I keep not checked. And done. Now that I have set my options, I can execute. Select the file, which is, I just type we, and Windows will show me the list of files, and I select my file which I want to clean. I could also select multiple files just using the control. Click like standard Windows, but I don't want to do it. I want just to select one file this time. So here it is, open and processing, and already clean. So we have confirmation also from this tool that the mod is clean. And so we are done our changes to the mod, and we should be ready to use it. Cross fingers, and it should work better. Okay, that's all.